Hello and welcome back to the Give and Go. I'm your coach Reynoso here with my boy
Soltero. What's up, y'all?
And today we welcome a very special guest to the show. A man who has traveled the world playing this beautiful sport from the wonderful castles of Nuremberg to movie making's playground, Los Angeles. This man is a commander in the midfield. He has one of the most interesting footballing journeys that I have seen personally. Yeah. And he's a surprisingly big fan of Nutella.
Okay.
Hey, he likes his Nutella is what I've seen. Please welcome to the show, folks, none other than Timothy Tillman. Thank you for coming, my friend. Thank you.
What's up, guys? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man, we're really happy to have you. Excited to just talk more about your footballing journey and the upcoming matches. And more specifically, I actually wanted to start with your health because I saw that you weren't able to be present at the Montreal game most recently. Is everything okay? How are you feeling? How are things looking right now?
Yes, I'm feeling fine again. I had some adductor issues last week. And because we have that very important game coming up this weekend, I decided to rest against Montreal a little bit. But yeah, I've been training and practicing with the team for the last 2 days already, so I'll be good to go.
Oh, that's actually great to hear, Timmy. Because, yeah, as you just said, LAFC have a massive game this weekend against probably one of the biggest clubs in CONCACAF against Club America. Before we get into that game itself and your thoughts, I'm actually really curious because I want to remind the viewers, Leon got kicked out of the Club World Cup tournament, and all of a sudden, it seemed like out of nowhere, LAFC get picked to play against America in a playoff. How did you guys find out about that? Did FIFA call LAFC and just say, hey, you're playing America on the 31st? Like, how did this all go about? How did you hear about it?
I think the very first person to tell me was one of the photographers that
Wow.
Yeah.
come and stop by at LAFC sometimes. A very close friend by now, but yeah, he just asked me if I've heard of it, like that it's possible that we will be playing a playoff game against Club America, and I was like, no, I haven't heard of it. But I tried to keep it low key as long as possible. But then, as soon as Steve told us about it, we were like, oh my God, it's getting serious, and yeah, now we're here.
Yeah, and it's a big match. Obviously, it's being
Crazy.
titled the $10 million game because of what can be earned by just being at the Club World Cup here in the U.S. You'll be playing the game at home. How are you feeling? How's the team looking in the build up to this really big match? That's really catching you guys at an interesting time as America just got kicked out of the final in Liga MX. But for you guys, it's in the middle of your season. How is LAFC and yourself looking heading towards into this game?
Yeah, we see this whole thing as a big opportunity to get to the FIFA Club World Cup. It's like our second chance because we had the first one playing against Leon in the finals already. So yeah, we see this as a second chance and as a big one and as a big opportunity to make it to the Club World Cup. And I think every single one of us is very motivated to go there just because it's a maybe once in a lifetime experience. And yeah, that's why we're taking it very serious and we'll go hard on Saturday.
Yeah, no, I'm excited
Yeah,
to see that.
I'm so excited for the game. In LA, too, I think the crowd's going to be massive. LAFC have such a passionate fan base, as I'm sure you've
Mhm.
seen. Do you like playing against Mexican clubs? Obviously, there's a huge rivalry between USA and Mexico when it comes to football. Yeah, I think you guys have played Tijuana, Monterrey in the past. So,
Mhm.
yeah, do you add just a little bit extra when it comes to the preparation when you play against Mexico?
Yeah, I think especially because of the game against Leon, but also like just in general, I think because we have a big Hispanic influence here in LA, the games are always very, very nice to play in. Just because the atmosphere around it is so nice, so heated, but in a cool way, it's not that anyone's aggressive towards each other, but we all like everyone wants to represent their colors and win that game, and that's what's hyping me up for these big games, and yeah, that's why I enjoy playing against Mexican teams a lot.
Yeah, and let it be known that I think LAFC should have just automatically gotten through if Leon got kicked out. They were the
They were
next,
right
they're right
there.
there. They're
Yeah.
right there. But regardless, big matchup awaiting. We're going to be looking forward to seeing you perform in
Yeah.
that game and the whole team as a whole. It should be great. So we're really, really excited. But right now that we have you, I actually really want to get into what I mentioned at the intro of this interview is your footballing journey, man. I think you've had such an interesting journey, and I want to know more about it, specifically with you growing up in Germany. You so many times hear about how in Brazil, growing up in the streets, playing street football can impact the way that a player develops into this really good flair type players. I'm curious to know how does, what's Germany's way of growing up with football, that footballing culture? How does it impact you, and what developments did you see come from growing up specifically in that country?
It's probably the discipline, I'd say, discipline and work eth ethic, like just working hard and go hard and try your best, and maybe also the team spirit. You could see that in the national team of Germany a lot. They've never really had like the best players on the planet, but they've always had good results at big tournaments just because they were like a great team, you know? So I think these things are showing in my personality as well. I'm a big team player. I support all my teammates. I love helping them on the field, off the field. I'm also working hard on the field, I'd say. I like to go help the offensive guys. I like to help the defensive guys. And yeah, I think like these things just show off in my game.
Nice. And I'm curious to know, kind of, growing up there, did you have a team that you supported? Was it, Bayern Munich? Was it Nuremberg, Greuther Fürth? Who did you support growing up? I'm curious.
That's a crazy question because I've never really been like a big soccer fan, you know, like not a fan.
Wow.
I've always loved the game. I always loved playing soccer, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I've never really been a fan. So I've never been like, okay, yeah, I need to support this team. I need to support that team. Oh,
Okay.
we're going against this team, so yeah, we need to win, blah, blah, blah. I've never been that guy. I've always just, me and my brother, we always just enjoyed playing, and we've had a ball with us everywhere we went, and that's what we did. But if there would be one team I would have to choose, then I'd probably say Bayern right now.
And that actually leads me to my next question: is growing up in Germany, is football just so much more accessible as a kid, like 3, 4, 5 years old? Is everyone just kind of playing casually? Kind of like you said, you don't even have to be a fan of the professional version of it, but do you just think that more kids in Germany naturally play the game? Maybe kind of like how American citizens play basketball here.
Yes, for sure. I totally agree on that. Like,
Yeah.
it's so much more accessible in Germany than it is, for example, here in the US. For example, me, I started playing in a club or on club level when I was 4 years old already.
Wow.
And and
Wow.
yeah, just because the system works so differently, it's you don't have to pay a lot to play, you know. You just join a team and then maybe you pay a members fee of like let's say $100 a year or something. I don't even think it was that much, you know, but that's it. And that's how you end up playing at a team. And then, for example, me, I started at the small town club I was living at, um, Zindorf. So I went to practice on my bike or walking with my friends, and that was it, you know? So it wasn't a lot of effort that we had to put in, but it was still super accessible and super easy to get there and to get it started. And yeah, then once it got started, I just had a lot of luck, um, a God-given talent, and yeah, we're at the right place at the right time. Um, and yeah, that's why I'm super happy I have this privileged life right now, and I enjoy every single second of it.
Dude, yeah, I mean,
That's
God-given
awesome.
talent, that's accurate
That's
because
awesome.
I've always claimed that the pay-to-play system is the reason I didn't make it.
Yeah.
But I think it's just that I didn't have the talent. Let's be honest. I didn't have that God-given
Hey,
talent,
he
you
was
know?
pretty good though. He
Hey,
was close,
Yeah,
man.
I guess I'm a better podcaster. Maybe that's what I'm better at, man.
that's your talent, dude.
That's my
Yeah,
talent, I
yeah,
guess,
yeah.
bro. I'll take it.
Listen.
I'll take it. But along those same lines, I'm curious to know, when did MLS get on your radar? Because you played at Bayern Munich and their academy alongside some great players. You get loaned over, I believe, to Nuremberg, and then Greuther Fürth acquires you. When did MLS get into your radar, and when did you really start considering, like, you know what? I've had a great time in Germany, but I want to go back to the States and really experience football down there.
To be honest, the first time or I always thought about going to the MLS at some point in my life. I've always wanted to play here at some point, but when I was younger, I always thought it would be a little later in my career.
Hmm.
But then as soon as I went to Miami for my first vacation in the US,
Hey.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
had such a good time. I was like, yo, the US are super, super cool. And then I also around that time, I think the US just like, or the MLS just developed so much and so quick at that point. I was like, yo, it could be interesting even a little earlier. Um, and then yeah, when I was in Fürth, um, and we got relegated from the Bundesliga, they were the first teams from MLS coming and asking or giving me some offers, and I was still denying them, but it got a little closer already. And then like after 6 months in the second division in Germany, I was like, yo, I feel like I need a new challenge as a player, but also as
Yeah.
a person. And that's when MLS came up, and I was super happy that Steve called me, and yeah, I just took the opportunity, and like I said, I'm so happy I did that because it helped me developing as a player, but also as a person a lot. So yeah, I just enjoy being here.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. Going from Fort to Los Angeles, what a
Yeah.
journey, man. Like that's such a cool transition. And obviously, you just said you played in the Bundesliga for a full year with Greuther. Um, how has the comparison been for you? Obviously, you're in your third season now with LA. Bundesliga, one of the top leagues in the world, not just in Europe. Also, one of the most passionate fan bases too. How
Mhm.
has MLS maybe surprised you with its level of play? But I mean, honestly, LAFC has a passionate fan base that could low key rival
Yes.
some Bundesliga clubs.
Yes, for
Mm-hmm.
sure. The fans surprised me a lot. Like the fans surprised me like it was incredible. The first time I walked into the stadium, I was like, "No way, this is MLS." Like the level
Damn.
or the atmosphere is so nice. I enjoyed being here so much. For me, comparing the MLS to the German leagues is always very difficult because I feel like the way of playing here is a lot different than it is in Europe because you don't have a relegation system here.
Yeah.
You have the playoffs for the championships. So this changes the game a lot because I feel like in Germany like that's where I played, but in Europe in general, the first thing you have to worry about is not doing any mistakes, you know? Um, because as soon as you do a mistake, you're conceding a goal for it. So,
Yeah.
and here it's more about like winning games, and you really want to win games. You want to win as much as possible, and the game is a little riskier, a little more forward, a little more open, I would say. Also because of stuff like the salary cap that's making teams be like more on equal levels. And yeah, if it comes to the level, I'm always saying there's some teams in the MLS that could compete in the Bundesliga, not for the title, let's be honest, but
Mhm.
just staying in the league for sure, like stuff like that. Yeah, it's still much better than I expected, and it's way faster than I expected this league. It's more physical than I expected, and
Yeah.
yeah, it just suits me very well to be here right now.
Dude, yeah, I feel like I've been seeing that with your play on the pitch, and I got to go in the LAFC game. I haven't been. I
Yeah, we
haven't
gotta
been. I got
go.
to go to see
No,
the
you
fan base
We
every
should.
time.
gotta
We've
go.
seen it on TV, we've seen it on YouTube vlogs and everything, but I need to go to the stadium. Something that I have noticed though is obviously I think you just made your 100th appearance for LAFC, so congratulations, congratulations. It's
Thank
very
you.
impressive.
Congratulations, man.
But as I was like doing my research on you and like looking at your like match performances, I noticed a trend where you very rarely, if ever, get a red card. And I was curious to know more information. I even asked ChatGPT. I was like, when was the last time Timothy got a red card? And ChatGPT told me that it was back in the 2022-2023 season when you were with Greuther Fürth. Is that true? And do you know how many red cards you've gotten in total throughout your whole career?
That is true. It was
Let's go. Let's
it
go.
was a crazy one. I just had to tackle that guy. I'm sorry for that, but we had to win that game,
You
you
got
know?
suspended for 3 games after that?
Yes, that was
I
Damn.
didn't know if I
crazy.
should ask, but something happened. I couldn't find
That's
footage.
crazy. Yeah, I just had to tackle him. I'm sorry for that, but you gotta do what you gotta do, you know?
Man.
But you seem
Um,
very composed in regards to not really getting red cards in matches. What do you credit that to? How have you figured that out?
yeah, I would say it's just about being smart at the right time, you know? I'm not someone who's rushing into duels. I'm someone who's more aware, more like cautious, and then I'm just trying to react quicker or quick to go into one we want. Yeah, in the end, it all comes down to just being composed enough in the right situations to not tackle a guy like crazy or to be in the right positions even before, you know? So yeah, I think that's why I didn't get any red cards here yet.
No, yeah, I think
And I
that's
hope I,
definitely.
I can keep it like
Yeah, I
that.
know for sure, bro, for sure. And I think you will
Yeah.
because I do think that's one of your best traits in the midfield. You just kind of described them so well. I would be curious to know what would you describe as more traits that you would consider your best in the midfield. Recovering ability, the way that you can pass the ball out, you're dribbling. What traits would you say you're best at when it comes to midfield play?
I think my strengths right now is, or my biggest strength right now is the composure, like keeping the ball, whether it's through dribblings or just like passing and like just keeping the ball in our team. I think I'm really good at that. Um, Also defensively, I think I'm really good at reading pa plays and anticipating passes and just trying to cut them out. What I need to work on, especially this year again, is being more dangerous towards the other team's goal. Um, yeah, that's one weakness I'm still working on right now, but the last games have been good. I've had my offensive actions. I just need to finish them, and then we'll be good. And yeah, other than that, I think yeah, I'm just a good teammate. I run a lot, I work a lot.
Well, right alongside you in midfield this season, you have two new guys, right? Frankie Amaya, Igor Jesus. Has your approach changed this season to kind of just deal with their style of play, or do you kind of leave it up to the coaches to try and figure out how you guys mesh together?
Yeah, so when you're getting new guys, the first thing they need to understand is the way you want to play as a team. But then, of course, as soon as they understand that, or like almost at the same time, they also have to, or you, let's say me as a player, I have to learn and understand how they are as a players on the field,
Yeah.
and like finding that rhythm, finding that um, chemistry in there is something we had to work on in the beginning of the season. But right now, I feel very comfortable with any of the new guys in midfield next to me, and yeah, they're all great players, and I'm super happy we got them here.
Absolutely, dude. And I mean, I'm seeing your success in the MLS, and it's very impressive. You seem very comfortable here, especially after coming over from your experience in Europe. You don't got to give me a firm answer here, but I'm curious. Would you consider going back to Europe in the future, or do you see the MLS as like your future home and a place to just stay and continue playing at a very high level in?
Yeah, so I feel like back in the days, players were like, as soon as they got an offer from Europe, they were going to
Mm.
Europe.
Yeah.
That's not what I feel like. I feel like, okay, if there's a good offer coming in from Europe, then I'm definitely thinking about it. But it's not that I'm like, okay, anything that comes from Europe, I'm going there, you know? Because I feel like the MLS is growing so fast,
Yeah.
so well, and the level is just improving so quick that the MLS is a good place to be right now. And yeah, also LA is an amazing place to be at.
Oh, LA's
So
nice. LA
so
is
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
it's not that I'm like, okay, I need to go back to Europe for anything, you know?
Oh yeah, you're planting roots here in the MLS, and you made the switch over from the German national team to the U.S. men's national team quite recently, actually. And I'm just wondering, was that when players do that? Is it like an emotional decision, or is it very business-like, kind of like just going to a different club?
It could be both, I think. Like
Mm.
sometimes players just feel emotionally connected more to one nation than to another.
Yeah.
But for me, to be honest, I've never felt like, okay, I'm either German or I'm just American. I always felt like I'm a mixed guy, and I'm just trying to do the best or what's best for my career. And at this moment, I felt like, okay, it's the best to go play for the US. And yeah, I'm still super happy. I made my debut for the US, and I hope there will be many more caps following. Also, I was thinking about playing with my brother together for the national team. That would
Yeah.
have, or is still a dream of mine. And yeah, it was just the best for my career at that point, I think.
Yeah, you mentioned your brother there. I actually have a sort of fun question to ask you regarding Malik and you. I love when brothers play in the same league or play in the same sport. We see it with Drew Holiday, the Holiday Bros over in the NBA. Mbappe, he's got a younger brother, Ethan Mbappe.
Hmm.
Do you have any? Do you have a favorite set of brothers that you watch in sports, perhaps that maybe you relate to? Because it's cool that you and Malik play the same sport at a very high level.
I like the Wagner brothers in the
Oh
NBA.
yeah, yeah,
I
Franz
like
and
the Wagner
Mo. That's
brothers.
true, Germans too. Yeah,
Yes.
that's a perfect pick. And alongside that, kind of with the weird, fun questions, let's talk about Nutella, man. Let's talk about Nutella, bro. Because in my research,
Oh,
I saw that you like a scoop of Nutella before matches. Is that real?
I
Why do
love
you do
that.
it? And what do you know any other weird pregame rituals that people do in the LAFC locker room?
Oof. So yeah, I definitely need my Nutella before games. Um, I love Nutella. I can't have too much of it, but like once a week before games when you have to get the calories in, Nutella is so fine. And yeah, Nutella is a big thing. Also, cereal is a big thing then, but let's not talk too much about sugar,
Yeah,
otherwise
keep
our
it light on
nutritionist
cereal.
gets mad.
Right.
Yeah, but I've had a teammate in Fürth who used to use the left restroom anywhere we went before games. He was like, "Yo, if he wanted to go pee, he had to use the left restroom wherever we were, you know? Like even though the rest of the restrooms they were all empty, he had to use the left one, and he was waiting for that one. Like that's some weird
Whoa,
stuff that's going on, you
that's
know?
crazy, bro. That was actually crazy.
What?
Yeah.
I might start doing that. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's got to be something about
He
it.
has to know something that we don't, bro. That's
Yeah.
crazy. I'm curious to know as well. Now that you've played in so many MLS stadiums, do you have a favorite that you like to travel to out of all the stadiums you visited?
Favorite. I like the Austin Stadium a lot, to be honest. I
Hey,
feel like
yeah.
they've got
Wow.
good fans. The pitch
Great
is really
choice.
well. So Austin is a good place to play at. It's not too far for us, which is cool too.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people from
Yeah.
LA are coming to Austin, so it makes sense. It makes
Yeah.
sense. It's a whole thing.
And actually, how is LA? Just as someone who's moved there a couple of years ago, enjoying the city. Like I was just there a month ago for Coachella, and I ate like Korean
Oh,
barbecue all the time. Obviously, Coachella itself was amazing. I saw you were there too, actually.
yes.
So just real quick, who's your favorite artist you saw, bro? I'm curious.
I've only been there on Sunday,
Yeah.
so I have missed out on Travis. I think that would have been my first pick. But on Sunday, I liked Francis Mercier a lot, a DJ.
Okay. Yeah, I'll
He's a
check them out.
DJ. And I like Post Malone. So these two guys, I'd say. And now coming back to LA life, like you said, we've got the Korean barbecues. That's something you don't have in Germany a lot. So I love these two. Korean barbecue is so good. Um, but yeah, other than that, I think LA is just a very, very nice city, a very cool, active city. There's just so many things to do and so many possibilities of doing fun stuff and experiencing something you can't experience anywhere else, you know? Life out here is just amazing. The only thing I hate about LA is the traffic.
Yeah.
Traffic is the worst. Oh my God. I will never get used to that. But there have to be some cons, you know? It can't just
True.
be beautiful.
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask, like, do you get to go back to Germany maybe in the off season just to
Mm.
be home, be with family as well? I don't know. Do you go back?
Yes, I do go back in the off season. Like I've been there the last 2 years for off season. But I also have a lot of friends and family visiting me throughout the year here.
Uh,
Um, yeah, I enjoy having them around, and my mom's coming here like twice a year, maybe 3 times, then a couple of friends in between, and then my brother is actually gonna be here soon, so I'm looking forward to seeing him.
you got to
Yeah, and
celebrate that
then like I
title
said,
win.
in the off season, I'm going back there and see all of them there, and that's fine then.
And I'll close it out with this last question because y'all mentioned music, a little bit of food. Which one would you rather go with for a late night bite? All right, I wrote it down here. Taco truck in LA, or I don't know how to say it, doner kebab in Nuremberg.
Oh, doner
Which one you
kebabs.
going with? If it's 11 p.m. at night, which one you going with, my friend?
I'm so sorry for all the good taco trucks here, but I have to go with the döner. I have to go with the döner. Oh my God.
Döner. Okay, that's how you say. I was like, how do
Yeah,
you say that?
I have to go for the döner.
Dang, bro.
We get it
It's the
though, because
best.
Yeah.
we were in Berlin and we had the
Oh
kebabs there. They
yeah?
were
Yeah.
insanely
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
good.
Yes, sir. We went a
Yeah.
few months ago to Berlin and Munich. It was awesome. We had a great time. We
Munich
went for
as well. Did you
Oktoberfest.
like it?
Yeah, Oktoberfest. Beautiful,
Beautiful.
beautiful event.
Beautiful.
Amazing. Can't remember it, but it was amazing. It was amazing, bro. Beautiful country, beautiful country. Timmy, this was a great, great time. Thank you so much. I had a lot of fun. I
Yeah,
had a lot
this
of
was
fun. I'm
awesome.
excited to watch the game at the weekend.
Yeah.
Best of luck in that match. And I'm excited to go to LAFC Stadium and hopefully catch you in person and see you perform.
Yes.
No, just thank you, Timmy. This is awesome. Enjoyed the rest of your career here in the MLS. I think I'm really excited to see you grow as a player as well. LAFC against America. It's going to be such a big game. Good luck, man.
Thank you guys so much. It's been amazing, and I hope to see you guys soon.